I need to learn all of these. Have these maps are crazy skips, so you have a lot of them to practice.
My stream steppers, dude, you're all getting dodged. My seer game. Let's be clear. Let me be
Hold
clear.
down R2 to get boost before.
You're getting dodged every fucking time.
Interesting. Chat, is this event over or what?
Somebody said it's somewhere in the basement.
Somewhere. Okay. Dude, chat. Jakura, no way. I know about this. Dude, they're so back. Yeah, I was waiting for this.
It was for the unemployed.
Dude, chills. Go through sounds of soundboard. I have a lot of them. I have a crazy amount you should see. They're all lined up already. Rare S-tier react today.
Nigga said he popped the blue chew.
Let me see if you can reach this because I don't know. Oh, I think I got the good stuff.
Okay, I got you.
Thank you.
That's part of it.
What a what a fucking session, chat. He's getting it out the top shelf. He's opening doors. He's having her pay for the movie.
Yeah, it throws me. Hold on, that one has more, so I'll do this.
It's steak, bro. It's nothing. It's steak. It's on us.
Chat, where are all the people? He used to be like, he used to have like a lot of people in the background and whatnot. He's just by himself now or what? He wants to do better cooking streams, bro. He wants to live at my house. It's kind of ready to go, low key. He wants to pay me some rent, maybe a little bit.
All right.
But you can't sleep in my room though. You have to sleep upstairs. But I mean, shit, you can live at my house. He wants to.
Fine, put up the cake, bro.
As long as he wears like little shoes that have plastic on them and whatnot around, gloves, stuff like that. Asman 24/7. What even is that? 12K viewers.
Get on your mount. Get on your mount. Do not get on the wrong mount. Do not even think about getting on the wrong mount.
Old Vaz. Brother, that's farming rev though.
It's about as good as you're gonna
Chat, does he host it when he goes live or not?
Просто даже никакая страта не сильнее, ничем не отличается нахуй. Просто классно. Просто на похуй. Особенно в играх на сложности. Неважно, что делаешь. Классно. Похуй берут хуйню рандом. Всем раздает идеально одну и ту же стату, пока у меня разброс. Так.
He hates this map.
The chosen. Now, you're not supposed to shout me out. You're supposed to shout.
I said nobody has a 1K viewers. So why today is massive?
Okay, yeah, I was about to say. Like, he did it.
Yo, how come I didn't get invited to this, man? Invite me to it. Dude, I'm telling you, chat. Because at this point, chat, I'm gonna start like a gambling with myself. Huh? I'm gonna bet against myself to see if every time I click on Lacey, if he's eating, or run if he's driving. It's either or both. Yeah, I'm thinking, chat, I could probably get a 25+ click streak. That it's either eating or driving on either of them. And that's as a plumber.
Chat, don't tell Marlon, bro.
Chat.
Not what? It's so good.
The cameraman. Pointless.
Oh my god.
What'd you say to me? What did you say to me? Chat, he stood on business, Loki.
I kind of fuck with the vibe in New York.
Chat, he Loki stood on business.
Crib, hold on, pay attention.
And on particular day, would you ever come on an official stream?
For sure.
I have that.
No, you ain't gonna do that.
He's like me. He's like me. He's the yellow band. The yellow band.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
Come on.
Yo, he's crying.
Chat. Irrefutable proof that LeBron watched my stream. Actually bought the yellow strap RM. Yellow strap RM. Chat, he watched my stream. That's unplayable. Yellow strap. Nobody had yellow strap before I bought it. Chat, Fenton was gone for like 3 months, chat. Where was he?
W Cash. Yo, bro, that's bro.
Well, I'm the fashion demon, so I'm ahead of my time, yeah.
Bro, hold on. Does anybody know if there's a channel in the Discord with clips that we could react to? I just need to know. You feel me? Before I go over there, I think I'm gonna write it to. Let me see. I'm looking at shit right now. I'm going.
What is that?
I don't think it's a
Next up, I got Kanye West and a few other.
Attack underneath the side. Full payload of bombs. Jesus. Chat, is that chat? When was that? It was 5 minutes ago.
Ай, хипал.
Chat, is that what? We've been lied to and scammed. Chat, is that water chat or what? Chat, crypto's tanking like crazy, is it not? Chat, that's official, right? That will actually make crypto fucking hard tank, no? Because it just usually does. Chat, I'm what we call a crypto shotgun. I hold up to a lot of Ethereum and when they say crypto is up, I still shit. It's not going anywhere. It's just staying where it's at. It's all good. So I pretend like we got a fat dub, but we didn't get fucking nothing. It's all good. I don't mind it. I mean, I'm used to it at this point. It's been what, like 3 years like that? 4 years? Crazy. Awful. You have a good one today.
Это существо точно поможет тебе победить!
God.
Выбери существо, и пусть оно приведет тебя к победе!
Year-old Matthew Kent was out for a jog on the evening of June 17th. Discovered something that would change the course of his
Chat, putting this fucking gas into reverse and literally do the thing in the middle. So how the fuck does that even happen? We're in wrong gear, it's not manual.
Все идет прекрасно!
It has to be fraud, it has to be.
Это существо точно поможет тебе победить!
I did check Twitter.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Wait, that's that. Wait.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Ебануться.
I thought that soundbite was like a meme. I didn't know it was real.
Просто все разбрасывает мне нахуй.
Okay, but what is this guy doing though?
И
Did I miss something?
Видишь, выпятки ненормальные.
No, that's like this guy is fucking up on a car or some shit.
Ты берешь верх! Так держать!
And when you're going forward, you look forward. Oh, he's mouth breathing. I thought he was gonna hit the jump, like GTA. Yeah, that's just unlucky. There's some better things you can do as a driver to avoid this, but at the same time, it's just gonna... Ooh, yeah, he's switching lanes and shit.
Маленькие существа! Привет, большие существа!
Yeah, I mean, speeding up, we'll do that. Because everything is worse when there's that much rain. and you're in the fucking trails. So like, don't do that. Also, his tires are probably worn out. True. Dumbass. Oh my god. So why did you just get back up? Oh! Oh no. Guys. He's just terrible in everything here. What is happening? Chat, I'm wondering now, chat, why is car so slammed to the ground? I'm just saying it sucks that it wasn't broken. Because people in the chat was saying, like poor work or whatever.
I may not be a smart man, but I know something's fucked up when I see it.
Is there not like rules for like weight distribution on big trucks?
Jumped right up there and saved him.
And then
Тебя не остановить.
with who and why. What is Swift? Oh, I've seen that. This intersection is crazy. Chat, there's so many accidents happen on that one road. I don't know why they just don't put a stop sign in. Getting for the scrap metal, no? Mostly playing the video.
Возвращайся в таверну! Бесстрашный воин!
Backwards pits? You're like, what? Very interesting.
Не, ну это пиздец просто. Просто пиздец.
This chat may be there, I don't know, having a seizure or something like that, no? What is this? I'm just on chat, let's play the games. In a significant change to what we have seen over the last week, flight trackers are currently not showing any US military aircraft operating over the Middle East. But isn't that normal though? I thought that was pretty normal. Missions. I mean, what's the point of a stealth if you have to fucking put it on the radar and whatnot?
Ну, черные рисовки. Опять все сделали, чтобы мне топ-1 сломать. Линейки.
Like, what do you think is gonna happen, man? People are gonna go, oh, dude, don't do that shit. Reverse the roles. If Horrendous is accurate, and I don't know if it is, seem too crazy to me. That doesn't seem outrageous. I mean,
Ну, просто каждый шаг издевается надо мной. Каждый миллиметр надо мной просто издевается. Ну, это просто пиздец какой-то, нахуй. Просто уродство ебаное, нахуй. Просто ебаные уроды, нахуй, каждый миллиметр издевается. Просто сделать ничего нельзя. Пока у челов, блядь, просто картина мира, нахуй, и просто не важно как играть, не важно что делать. Просто пиздец. Просто подчастую на его издеваются. И при этом, типа, понятное дело, что если бы я отыграл... Как бы я не отыграл, мне просто на похуй берут и логику разрисовывают так, чтобы у меня не было топ-1 просто и все. Никаким образом. Просто по отсутствию мотивации. Так. Ну типа, блять.
Things affect civilians bad, right? If things are targeted at the bad without civilian implications, also bad. At that point, I mean, GG. I mean, at that point, I mean, what's the correct? Is it hopes and prayers? Perhaps, maybe. I don't know.
You are so handsome.
Trying to rip up the nuclear deal with Iran in his first game. Yeah, but is there a video about this though? Is there a video about this though? Chat, what if instead of all being dumb, me dumb, you dumb, we could all be smart by watching a video about this, a very inspirational video about this.
Call Destiny XQCL.
Iran nuclear. Let's see if we get a video with educators about this topic.
You look like you have a mop on your head, mophead looking at sex.
Penetrator. At 20 feet long and weighing 30,000 pounds, it is the world's largest non-nuclear bomb and can destroy targets buried deep underground, earning it the name Bunker Buster. To destroy Iran's heavy...
Dude, that's what we use in the video game.
Experts say these are the conventional weapons with the best chance of success.
In Worms.
This is a big sucker. It is called the Massive Ordnance Penetrator, which basically sounds like what it is.
Here's why the MOP represents Israel's best chance at destroying Iran's facilities and why it can't do it alone.
Okay.
The MOP is the largest bunker buster bomb in the US arsenal. It's designed to penetrate hardened targets.
These don't seem to be talking about it in a negative light, right?
On Wednesday, Amwad reported that the Trump administration had secretly offered Iran a new deal, citing a high-ranking official in Tehran. While this high-ranking official refused to give specifics, the report implied that this new deal might be centered around the idea of a nuclear consortium, an unorthodox idea first floated by Trump's Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff a couple of weeks ago, who would see Iranian, Arab, and even American companies cooperate on uranium enrichment. So in this video, we're going to look at the slightly funky idea of a nuclear consortium, and whether it could provide a way out of this ever-escalating conflict between Israel and Iran. Comptinium-238, the other main isotope.
Oh, he explains it. Hold on.
Is a process today. So let's start with some context. Uranium enrichment is a process that increases the proportion of the isotope uranium-235 in natural uranium, which is mostly composed of uranium-238, the other main isotope that can't sustain a nuclear chain reaction. The most common method of enrichment is via centrifuges, which essentially convert uranium into a gas, uranium hexafluoride, and then spin it at high speed. Because U-235 is lighter than U-238, the gas slowly separates, becoming slightly more enriched in U-235. For uranium to be used for nuclear energy generation, it only has to be enriched to the point that U-235 accounts for about 3 to 5% of the total.
Не, мне не дают купить карту нахуй. Я бы нажимаю КМ, навожу, блядь, просто твари ее не регают нахуй. Просто классно. Бля, просто, блядь, просто ублюдки ёбаные, нахуй. Просто пиздец. Я в ахуе просто.
Okay, chat, I had to make this about video game. Chat, this is like when you have like a factory game, right? And it's like, this takes 5 minutes. Time to have one. When you have 5, you can make another one. That one takes another 5. And then it compounds and compounds and it gets longer in length.
The breakout time, therefore, is essentially dependent on how much uranium you've already enriched and how many centrifuges you have. More centrifuges, the faster you can enrich.
Like the game.
Now, we should say here that to have a usable nuclear weapon, Iran would then have to develop a missile capable of carrying a nuclear warhead, which is another task in itself. Most people, including the US intelligence community and the UN's nuclear watchdog, the IAEA, don't think Iran are yet trying to develop such a warhead. But Israel claimed a couple of days ago to have obtained new intelligence about a meeting between Iran's nuclear scientists and the IRGC, which Israel considers evidence to the contrary. While Iran's nuclear program actually began in the 1970s, when the Shah used nuclear technology supplied by Eisenhower in the 50s to kickstart a domestic program,
Question,
the scale...
question, chat. Guys, this is a pure question. Is there any use to spinning the uranium more than the smaller amount other than nuclear bombs? Is there anything cool you can make that isn't a fucking bomb?
Of the program only became apparent in 2002.
What energy? If the main point is energy, wouldn't you just do a nuclear reactor?
An Iranian dissident group published confidential documents detailing a clandestine program, including a vast enrichment plant hidden in the mountains near the city of Natanz. In 2003, the IAEA went to have a look and duly found traces of HEU, thus concluding that Iran had violated the Non-Proliferation Treaty. In 2004...
Hold on. Blah, 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 blah. The board is
thus concluding that Iran had violated the Non-Proliferation Treaty.
It's going to offer the uranium enrichment. And it's going to measure...
In 2004, Iran subsequently signed what's known as the Paris Agreement with the E3, the UK, France and Germany. This was sort of the first ever Iran nuclear deal, and Iran agreed to temporarily suspend all uranium enrichment. In early 2005, Iran then offered to get rid of all its HEU and accept regular inspections in return for sanctions relief and deeper security cooperation between Iran and the E3. The UK and Germany wanted Iran to abandon all enrichment, but this was rejected by Iran's hardline president, after he was elected in July 2005.
I'm confused. What is the strategy here, chat, into not complying with everything? Like, who cares? If your intention is not to make any bombs with the enrichment, then who gives a shit? Just fucking get rid of it. The energy, but chat, is it not brain rot? Energy how though? Just do it like Japan and shit. Make a fucking power plant. I don't. They use rods and shit, motherfucker, in the pipe. I don't think they spin it in. It's centrifuge to make the motherfuckers. Do they?
And, well, the West and Iran have been basically having the same argument ever since. Iran insists on being able to enrich uranium domestically, and the West disagrees because they worry that Iran might use its enrichment facilities to ultimately create a nuclear weapon. For their part, Iranian officials make at least 5 arguments. First, they argue that anything else would make Iran precariously dependent on imported enriched uranium from third countries.
Yeah, but why do you need that though?
They point out that Iran's right to enrichment is protected by the Non-Proliferation.
Yeah, but why do you need that though? Why do you need that though?
Which prohibits countries from developing nuclear weapons, but allows them to enrich uranium for civilian purposes as long as it's monitored by the IAEA. Third, they argue that Western allies should mitigate monitoring. Fourth, they note that other countries in the region, Israel and Saudi Arabia, have enrichment capabilities. And fifth, they see their enrichment capabilities as a point of national pride, achievement in the face of sanctions. Anyway, there was a sort of stalemate until 2015, negotiated the JCPOA, which allowed Iran to enrich uranium up to 3.67%. The JCPOA also placed heavy limits on how many centrifuges Iran could use or build in the subsequent 3 years, aimed to keep Iran's breakout time down to about a year, all subject to constant monitoring by the IAEA. Trump withdrew from the JCPOA in 2018 and instead tried to use what he called maximum pressure to force Iran into making more concessions. This didn't really work, and Iran responded by building more centrifuges and enriching uranium up to 60%. So, once he returned to office earlier this year, Trump instead tried to negotiate a new nuclear deal. Originally, it looked like this new deal was going to look much like the JCPOA, and Witkoff told Fox News in April that Iran would be allowed to enrich up to 3.67%.
Guys, I'm not a master on geopolitics. I cannot say this is good or bad. But as a bystander, I think it's bad. But as a counterpoint, maybe if the problem is always a constant, I mean, you have to try something new. Like, what can you do? What can you do? If somebody says, "Oh, we're listening," but they don't listen. Oh, we're listening, but they don't listen. I mean, what can you really do? At one point, there's like a breaking point. Something's got to happen.
Exactly the same level as the JCPOA. However, a couple of days later, Trump apparently changed his mind and told the Iranians there would be zero domestic enrichment. Talks subsequently stalled and then collapsed after Israel, which has always opposed Iran having any enrichment capability, began its assault on Friday.
Whoa. Go back. What?
Talks subsequently stalled and then collapsed after Israel, always
I'm more of a bystander, they call. I thought they received missiles first. No? Dude, I don't even know anymore. I'm not okay. No. Really?
Having any enrichment capabilities began its assault on Friday. Trump then took social to demand Iran take the deal on offer, and warned the US could attack Iranian enrichment sites otherwise. But Iranian officials still insisted on Iran's ability to enrich uranium domestically. With war looming, on Tuesday evening, Witkoff sent a last-minute...
Yeah, but why though?
Otherwise. But Iranian officials still insisted on Iran's ability to enrich uranium domestically.
Yeah, but why though?
With war looming, on Tuesday evening, Witkoff sent a last-minute proposal to the Iranians, apparently centered around the so-called nuclear consortium, an idea that was first sketched out by Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi in talks with the US on May the 11th, before being picked up again by Witkoff at the last round of talks on June the 2nd. While details are foggy, there seem to be two main elements. First, for the process of producing nuclear fuel to be spread across multiple countries in the region.
Yeah, but I thought they were going... Okay, listen, guys. I am in no way, like, conclusions or whatever. Okay, I just thought that there was some ongoing conflict with the government. It's not really stable and whatnot. Right? Countries together, they say, yo, while you're transitioning towards other ways of making money, they put money together, we'll give you the money that the uranium would give you. Right? And they give over the money to replace the loss of money they would make by not selling the uranium. 5 head, no?
Iran
it's not about money. Okay, then forget it then.
Insists on continuing the actual enrichment inside Iran, and then using its excessive enrichment capacity to provide nuclear fuel for all its neighbours. Second, investment by the US and Iran's Arab neighbours in Iran's nuclear industry, which would give the US and nearby Arab countries influence and oversight, on top of any oversight by the IAEA, while giving Iran some protection against future sanctions by implicating Arab and US stakeholders in Iran's economy. Unsurprisingly, there were a number of sticking points. Saudi Arabia, for instance, wants an independent nuclear industry, and it's not clear what happens to Iran's secretive underground enrichment plants or the uranium it's already enriched. Nonetheless, if all...
Yeah, but why is it gotta be secret though? If you comply with whatever you said before, why don't they make it like almost just normal, like a bunch of other countries, and say, yo, we're not gonna hide it, it's out there. You wanna see what we're doing? You come and we'll give you a tour, bruh. You wanna give us a scientist, and come to the front door, check the machine. Yeah, this is 4%. Yeah, no bomb. We're gonna put it in the fucking inside the cave. They do.
Like a lot of things right now, this topic is increasingly complex and ever-changing. And here at TLDR, we're committed to learning more to help us understand the world around us. Luckily for us, our sponsor this week, Brilliant, helps us do just this. We know that learning a little every day is one of the most important things you can do.
I didn't really learn much. I feel like context is important in everything, and I feel like this gives me like some facts, flat, pretty raw, without much of a context, bruh. No? Huh?
Complete control over the skies above Tehran this morning as the fight between the two countries advances to 12th day. Overnight, Iran launched a new wave of missile attacks on Israel, killing at least 8 people and injuring dozens more. For its part, Iran said...
Guys, it's fine. It's educational. This explains it, no? Guys, this is educational. It doesn't have to be news. Oh my god. Really? We did an update video.
And it's now back.
This is 5 days ago. Is this false or real?
Also, Isfahan, as well as Natanz. Natanz had another underground facility. Remember, before Fordo was built in 2006, Natanz had been the main enrichment site. It was also built underground. Israeli jets had been targeting it in the last week, but they had not been able to penetrate underground. So those U.S. B-2 bombers, which flew out of Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, they would have taken out that underground facility. Natanz is interesting. You'll remember, Brett, it was the site of the Stuxnet virus, the cyber attack
I remember that. It fucked the sensors or some shit like that, and it caused them to like and whatnot and break them by the hand. That was crazy. And another video had a bunch of like coincidences or like shit like supposedly like they were visiting on your really do that.
The president announced that it was not one site, but 3 underground sites and sites inside Iran's nuclear program that were struck by the U.S. Air Force tonight.
Yeah, and it is something. We'll go back to that Truth Social, and eventually can show them if we can put it up there just so that everybody can see it on.
No, I agree with you. I agree with that. If they get trashed, even though they're complying, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. So the other video was saying that they said they were complying, but they weren't. So signing and saying it and doing it, 2 different things. If they
on the screen,
if they didn't
the fact that this
they didn't
first of all,
cook anything
this
bad,
announcement comes from Truth Social. This is a president who has
Then
put out a lot of announcements.
the other guys are bad.
Big announcements through Truth Social, and this is the biggest of them, probably his biggest decision. The completed, the very successful attack on three.
Если вдруг кто-то ошибочно думает, что меня дегенера, что меня панишат за мисплея, ранее, когда я триггерился от Юдора, мне на похуй просто показывали Юдор, который, блядь, там 2 хода скипали на похуй на базовый, блядь, просто реализация обилки и так далее. Просто полностью не нажимали, меня ими просто конкретно кикали нахуй. Ну и там статистика 3 раза подряд меня кикали, просто на похуй. Когда я кидал в лонгриде, даже доказательства или не кидал, я не помню. Сейчас меня чисто дегенера берут, эксплуатируют и наводят на мисплей и так далее, и еще и эксплуатируют поверх этого. Пока у всех остальных легкие человые игры, в которых невозможно ошибиться никаким образом. Это просто такой цирк, нахуй, это просто пиздец. Просто необъяснимый.
So they're spinning the machines fast, and then now they're spinning more machines faster. And then they sign something that says slow down, they spin slower. Then, spin fast again, spin slower again. And they're kind of stuck in like a loop almost.
Потому что Сильвернему зафорсили пикать Юдору, он в те времена я никогда не триггер... Ой, блядь. Когда я начал триггериться, этому челу, насколько я так по реплеям посмотрел, ему около 300 игр, наверное, не давали Юдору. 300. То есть чел не пикал ее, потому что она была слабая. И она была слабая, кстати говоря. Потому что там и понерфили обилку. И внезапно чела зафорсили пикнуть Юдору. Ему нарисовали минимум топ-4, при этом он полностью весь геймплей засрал. Полностью. Просто полностью. Мне топ-4 было до этого достаточно, чтобы меня затриггерить. Потому что мне на похуй просто брали, вот так ломали игры. Было... Там по этому, если посмотреть. Ну, тоже по лонгриду или по дневнику. Ну, там я же в лонгриде его написал. У меня есть дневник, который я счета там вел какие-то и так далее. Тоже интересно очень посмотреть. Какие я заметки писал и так далее. Правда, я название рандомное вел. Это у меня есть. Ну и у него было... На тех героев, которых он хорошо играл, условно говоря, на интересных, у него были всегда топ-8 и так далее, а внезапно на Юдоре у него топ-10, блять, он героем лайк был, когда... Когда что? Ну, когда я триггерился, она слабая была. Она, по-моему, Винрейд где-то в last place была. Когда там 5 тик было. Просто цирк.
This is fucking AI. Chat, these guys are full AI, by the way.
About centrifuge enrichment, but let's explore how it actually works. In this visualization, the green dots represent uranium-238 atoms. Concentration of uranium-235 atoms. The first batch is natural.
Начало похуй. Чел, если это увидит, он скажет, что ебать, игра панишит за ошибки. Я просто охуенно играю, у меня хорошие счета рисуют. Потому что ему это удобно. Потому что ему эти генеры на это промоют. Либо другие чела. Просто, блять, просто ебаный бред. Просто ебаный бред.
The centrifuge consists of a high-grade tube with a spinning motor of the
Easy. You put machines that spin at a certain speed to do whatever they want to do. You put them in an open field, right? With some glass around it so people can see. Boom. A little timer on it, a little meter on it. This is how fast it's spinning at all times. You can always see how fast it's spinning.
Это реакция а-ля ого, ебать его игра за ошибки панишит. Так и надо, нахуй, на. На показушах. Когда до этого просто все идеально делал, меня намеренно просто морально хуярили. Просто как около этого возможно. Ну, я даже не могу, просто мне нету сил что-либо делать, и мотивация. Я просто сижу, смотрю тот цирк, который эти генеры просто хуярят и все. Все мои плей лишены смысла. Кроме того, что сейчас они мне на похуй просто берут и рисуют, блять, восьмерки. То, что могу себе позволить. Рисовать любую логику, которая против меня будет.
And they skim it.
While the heavier uranium-238 in the color green falls to the bottom of the centrifuge and the enrichment process is complete. Let's take a look at how Israel uses Air Force to strike nuclear targets. Iran's primary enrichment site and missile production complexes. Although this routes may seem straightforward, they involve complex planning, including calculations for air refueling and coordinating attack aircraft to pass through Jordan, Syria, and Iraq. They also neutralize potential air defense threats in Syria and Iraq to ensure a safe return in case they were targeted.
Wait, in what?
Israel's strategy was to attack Iran
in
three
what?
waves. The first wave targeted surface air sites, radar installations, and Iran's air defense headquarters in Tehran, Elam, and Khuzestan. The second wave focused on destroying ballistic missiles, and finally, the third wave targeted military manufacturing industry.
Я еще даже помню, как мне показушно просто на похуй мне всю... Просто 1000 лет не давали нормальные игры, там на раскрутку какой-то и так далее. Я уже забыл, как карту крутить, просто заебись. Просто мне на похуй спамили игры, в которых я терпильно сидел. Я такой позвал друга в Discord, чтобы он посмотрел, насколько у меня мертвые игры. И у меня внезапно пошла насыпка, но у меня уже не было сил крутить карты. Просто не было сил. У меня просто всех элема, блядь, начали пихать, блядь. Элемчиков и так далее. Просто на похуй. Это просто пиздец. Чел такой даже говорит, блядь, ебать тебя сыпет нахуй, просто пиздец, да ты чё нахуй? Просто МГ. Бля, просто уёбки ебаные. Просто уёбки. Я не знаю, просто.
Supersonic missile and the Rock's next generation extended standoff air-to-surface missile. To cover such distances, air refueling tankers were used in flights.
Чё это не нажал? У меня что же есть? Ясно, блядь.
And also while returning from their mission. Rock is Israel's next generation extended standoff air-to-surface ballistics missile. Israel's strike also took out General Hossein Salami, one of the country's most powerful and influential military commanders. It also allows the weapon to hit targets that have moved from their original positions. But in area of high threat situation, these bombs typically use a GPS inertial guidance system to guide them to the general target. Before switching to an imaging infrared seeker at the terminal stage of flight, destroying the targets with deep penetration or blast fragmentation as required.
Look, I'm only laughing, Chad, because it's an old meme. You guys will say it's funny, Chad, but I need to explain why I'm laughing. I'm not laughing because of anything, okay? Because whenever I play RP, I would blame the crimes on a Joey Salami and shit like that. Okay, so whenever the AI said Salami, I thought it was funny. It's not about anybody dying. It's just
surprisingly
the way he said Salami is funny. Joey Pepperoni.
Let's take a quick look at the Baylor P73. This system uses two rectangular.
Точнее, не то, что я не все был крутить, я уже забыл, как это делать. Я еще плакал, блядь, просто сидел. Просто ужасно. Просто классно. Я не плакал до этого, я увидел эту хуйню, я разверевелся, я не знал, как на это реагировать просто. Я не знал, как на это реагировать. Это просто ёбнуться нахуй. Вы просто стали внезапно сыпать карты нахуй. Просто первый раз за тысячи лет. Блядь, просто пиздец нахуй. Еще помню игру на Рагнаросе играл. У меня было 2 Илема 3-2. И, по-моему, вот эти вот 3-3. Ну, они еще были давно тоже. 3-3 и 3-2. Эти.
is they should be doing
Это
that.
тоже в 2021 годах, вот так вот, или в 2022. Просто мне перед Юдорой поставили и выбили ее нахуй, выбили ее нахуй. Когда у меня просто всю игру я не мог собрать триплет на 3-3, 3-2, и у меня было фулл зачищенный стол, и внезапно мне дали триплет ровно перед ней, и меня выбили нахер просто. Просто классно. Тоже когда он меня спектейтил. Просто цирк.
While the second wave targets
this doesn't really make much sense.
Specifically focusing on neutralizing both ballistic and hypersonic missile systems. At least 3 missile bases were attacked.
Okay, you're my
Ну, я прекрасно вижу карту. Almost.
Second wave of Israeli strike. IDF drones also targeted the secretive Parchin military base in the outskirts of Tehran. Finally, one drone made it through the Iranian air defense and hit the base where
thing
others
already
were shot
fucked
down.
me.
These strikes are designed to prevent Iran from launching retaliatory missile strikes.
And chat, if they track these heat, why don't they just put like little cannons around it, and it spews massive amount of CO2 or whatever the fuck, right? Like cryo juice, means it makes a big fucking cloud of cold.
The third and final wave focuses on destroying key military barracks and manufacturing facilities essential to Iran's missile production and military logistics. Targets include the Qadiri barracks and Hassan Khan, missile manufacturing and preparation center.
Просто полная бессмыслица, нахуй, бесконечная. Это просто пиздец. Знаешь, просто бесконечная бессмысленная хуйня.
Israel were trying to target these missiles bases like the Fatah 1 and Fatah 2 missiles.
Okay, yeah,
it was used for the first time and is one of Iran's advanced missile systems. What sets it apart from other ballistic missiles is its ability to accelerate outside the Earth's atmosphere, while its aerodynamic control surfaces enable steering to evade the famous Aero Missiles Defense System made by Israel. Israel was also looking to strike these ground-launched ballistic missiles that targeted the IDF bases. Israel also wants to dismantle. The Shahab 3 is the foundation for all of Iran's medium-range ballistic missiles and uses liquid propellant. Let's break this down into several parts. To fight against the F-16 and F-35 jets, the Iranians in particular, it consists of American-made aircraft with 64 numbers of
I hate you, Bobby. I hate you, Bobby. What the fuck is this? Are you kidding me? How could they have this? How could they have this? But they give it to them.
Purchased during the Shah's regime. The F-4 Phantom is Iran's primary attack aircraft and is considered the backbone of the Iranian Air Force.
Oh, 50 years ago.
In addition, Iran possesses around 40 numbers of F-14 Tomcats, also American-made, which still have the capability to pose a threat to the F-35.